Hey adventurers, so today is going to be my quarter 2 MBR, or my might be read list. Basically a TBR, except that it's not a TBR because if I don't hit the books or if I don't get to them, that's fine. And yeah, so let's go through this list. It's a fairly short list that I have. Oh, I gotta get it pulled up first. But it's a very fairly short list that I've got this time because I want to have room to expand and I don't want to tie myself down too much. I think I mentioned this in my quarter 1 TBR or MBR video. My approach to, or one of kind of a, I guess a goal, if you want to call it that way, for each of these MBRs is to have one of each of the following. So one classic that I'm reading, one sent to me, and so these are books that have, as is in the name, have been sent to me. Usually self-published books by authors that have requested that I review their books or something like that. So that's what the sent to me is. So I want one of those, one fantasy and one sci-fi. So it's a fairly simple concept to find books for, but I want to focus on each of those things because especially the sent to me books, those are ones that I would like to be better about than years down the line after they've been sent to me to where I'm finally getting to where I can read them. So I want to get those read, and so that's kind of one of the big goals for this year. And obviously each quarter I'm only doing one that I am requiring myself to read or really trying hard to read. That's what I'm saying. But anything more than one would be wonderful. All right, so to start off with, I've got three holdovers from quarter 1 that I was not able to complete. And the first one of those is Desperate Dispatches by Mike Mullman. So I'm actually reading this one on ebook. I have the ebook for all 4 of the books in the series, and so I'm reading this one on ebook, and which is part of why I haven't finished it yet. Part of why I haven't finished it yet is because I actually stopped reading this and instead have been reading Beowulf on ebook. And so my ebook reading time, which is basically about 20 minutes on my lunch break, 25 maybe minutes on my lunch break, is going to reading ebooks. And so that's I don't get a ton read at a time. It's like, depending on the size of the book, 4 to 5%, or I guess maybe 4 to 7%. I think it's about 7% that I usually read of Beowulf, which is a lot shorter, and about 4.5 of Desperate Dispatches. So somewhere in that range. So anyways, I am not making a whole ton of progress really fast, but I am making progress, and I don't know, but I believe I'm over halfway through Desperate Dispatches, maybe. I'm not positive. I don't know anymore. I am unsure where I'm at. But anyways, it's been really fun to read. I'm greatly enjoying this series as I normally do. That being said, I guess I should mention this. Beowulf is probably a holdover as well, but I don't know that it will be because I'm filming this Saturday, and I have Sunday, Monday that I can get enough reading in to finish it, because I believe I'm at like 87%. So if I can read some tomorrow on Sunday, and then as well on Monday on my lunch break, that would go a long ways to finishing that. So I may finish Beowulf before the end of the month. But let's continue. Tribe of the Accord by Sean Michael Stone. This is one where I have started physically reading it. Where am I at? 64 pages in, so I'm not super far in, but it's not a super long book, and it reads fairly quickly. It's got 297 pages, so it's under 300 pages, and so it won't take that long if I can actually sit down and dedicate some time to it. I think I believe I only read this for like 3 times, three evenings. I sat down and read it for a little bit before I went to bed, and I made a decent progress in it, but I haven't been able to get back to it in a while, and I just haven't had time for physical reading in a while, and so I haven't gotten back to it, but I do plan to. So yeah, I've started it now. I definitely want to continue and get through it, and I'm enjoying it well enough to continue getting through it, although I do have some thoughts about it. So anyways, the next one that I have as a holdover is one that I haven't actually started, but I had it on my MBR for quarter 1, and because it's sent to me and a self-published book, I would specifically want to get to this one sooner rather than later, and so I did put it back onto this quarter 2 MBR, and that is Rada by Tracy M. Joyce, Tales of Altaika. This is a companion series to the Chronicles of Altaika. I don't know a ton about this anymore. Let's see. Radha's newborn sister is disfigured, and her father has decreed that her fate lies at the seat of the gods. Radha knows what that means. He wants her sister dead. To save both her sister and her mother, Radha must find the emperor and beseech him for help. The blurb on the back has more to say, but that's basically it's about a girl taking care of her sister type thing, or trying to keep her sister alive or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. I do want to read it. I was sent it. I don't remember all the details about it now. It's been way too long since I got it, and I actually want to read it. So that is my holdovers. I have one other book that is a holdover, or a to be finished, I guess, maybe. A need to finish one, and that is Rackety Tam by Brian Jakes. I need to continue with this. I'm not that far. 251, or page 250 of, come on, 260 or 368. So I've got just over 100, like 110 pages left, 120 pages left, I guess. And I need to get back into this. I love Redwall, and I've been reading this for way too long at this point. It's been 2023. I started reading it in 2023. And I've just set it down and come back to it, and set it down and come back to it. And I know this story well enough, and I love this story, and so it's not hard for me to come back and remember where I left off, but it is well past time that I finish this book at this point. Now, let's see, the new books that I've got on here. I am going to read Robinson Crusoe by Daniel Defoe. This is a classic, and so it fits my classic one. I want to read this one. I'll probably end up getting it on audiobook just because I have no problem listening to audiobooks, and I can listen to a lot more audiobooks than I can read physically. And yeah, so it seems like a better choice for me to try and read this on audio rather than physically read it. If I get the chance to physically read it, I do prefer physical reading still, and enjoy that experience far more than audiobook listening. But it is not likely that I'll do that, and so I want to get to Robinson Crusoe. All I know is about this is that Robinson Crusoe is marooned on a deserted island. Yep. And so he has to find a way to survive, and so it's a survival story. It's a classic. I've probably read abridged editions. I'm sure I've watched movies. I don't think I've ever read the unabridged, and I need to. And so yeah, I also have Burden to Bear by Gregory Amato. This is Spear of the Gods, Book 1. This is one that was sent to me by the author, and so I want to try and fit this one in if I can. If not, it'll roll over into quarter 3. But I want to, like I mentioned, I want to be working my way through these books that I have been sent by the authors and actually get through them and make some progress on them. This one is like Norse-inspired fantasy, basically, from what I understand, and a little bit of a historical fantasy, from what I understand. But yeah, Norse-inspired. It sounds a lot of fun. Liam from Liam's Lyceum enjoyed it a lot. I suspect that I will enjoy it a lot too, because of what type of story it is, but I'm not sure because I haven't read it, and so I need to read it. Okay, so the next one for fulfilling my fantasy read, if I get to this, will be, I've decided to, because I'm also focusing on continuing series, I decided to do the next book in the Legends of the First Empire series by Michael J. Sullivan, and that next book is Age of Legend. And so I'll just listen to that one when I get whenever I decide to, and I may put a different fantasy audiobook in at some point, or who knows, I may do whatever other thing that I possibly want to, because fantasy is my most read genre and I have plenty of options. So yeah, that's Age of Legend. And then the last one that I have on this MBR is Eversion by Alistair Reynolds, and this fulfills the sci-fi. I read House of Suns several years ago, I think 2 years ago or something like that now, and enjoyed it well enough, and sci-fi has been one that I'm trying to get into. Like I mentioned, it's one of the categories that I want to read at least one sci-fi per quarter, and so I am putting this one in there because I figure might as well try another Alistair Reynolds, especially since I have heard lots of good things, and he's one of those classic sci-fi, or not classic, but like one of the big names in sci-fi. So I want to read another one by him because it's a good option rather than starting a series or something like that, and he's got standalones. So is that all of them? I believe that is all the books on my MBR, my quarter 2 MBR. So these are books that I might read, but also there's who knows how many other books that I will read, or will swap out these ones for other books or whatever. It's just, it's just an idea of some of the things that I might read. Give me a little bit of a plan. If I'm specifically looking for a book to read, I can come to this MBR and be like, how about that one? So that's kind of the plan. I do plan to finish the books that I am currently reading. That's important to me. So Desperate Dispatches, Tribe of the Accord, and Rackety Tam. Those are going to be high priority reads for me. Anyways, thank you guys for watching an Erudite adventure. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. We post videos every Monday and Thursday at the moment, and we will see you guys again soon. Stay warm.